everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rabia and welcome to a brand new video for me. So in today's video, I wanted to do a different kind of video. I know that there's been a lot of engagement announcements and people who are engaged, and so I am actually a professional wedding planner. So I have like a few years of experience, like 10 years in the industry of like wedding planning and like event planning, and like 5 years more like focused like on like actually wedding planning. So I thought that I could give you guys some tips about how to like plan your wedding going into like 2021, because I know that 2020 was kind of a year that was a little bit messy for weddings and events in general, and I'm hoping 2021 will be better. But these are just some tips that I think that you as a bride or a groom planning your wedding for this upcoming year might want to consider. So if you are excited to see this video, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with a friend. And with that, guys, let's just get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is this idea of compromise. I know that a lot of us are taught like, oh, everything that you want in your wedding day, like you should get, but there might just be some compromises that have to be made due to the restrictions in your area. So whether that is the date of your wedding, the venue of your wedding, the amount of guests, like the type of food you have, the season of your wedding, there's a lot of different things that you might have to like compromise on to get one element over the other. So like, for example, for me, I have been married for 5 years. We just never had an actual wedding. So we're now planning our wedding reception, or in our culture, it's called a walima. And so we're in the process of planning that. And so for me, what's really important is the date. I do want to get married on the date of our 5th anniversary. So that is just something that is really important to me and I'm not willing to compromise on. But for other people, it might be that you're not willing to compromise on your venue. It's your dream venue. It's the venue you've always thought about. And so you might have to compromise on the date or amount of guests based on the restrictions. And then for other people, it might be like, I have like a really big family. I need all of my family there for my wedding. So you might have to move your date to accommodate that like necessity in your wedding. So it's just coming up with like what is most important to you for your wedding, and then working around that and seeing what is available and what the restrictions are in your area. Now moving on to the second point, something I do if you are planning on getting married in 2021 is this idea of like a quick wedding planning process. So some people take like a year, 2 years to plan their wedding, to get all of their details down. But I feel like if you are trying to get married in 2021, seeing as like vaccines are just rolling out and like, again, we aren't really sure what's gonna happen, you might have to consider a quick wedding process. So that means like you have maybe 4 months, 3 months, 2 months to plan out all of the details of your wedding. And when I say plan out, you can still right now like jot down notes. So like, for example, me and my husband have talked about the fact that we want an outdoor wedding, that we want like the vibes of the wedding that we're into. So we have a general idea of like the idea we want, but like we're not talking to florists right now because I feel like even they don't know what's happening, and I can't confirm like a venue. I can't confirm anything with them. So I haven't talked to a florist. I haven't talked to a caterer. I haven't talked to any like DJs. Like a lot of the vendors I haven't talked to. I have like, because I am in the industry, like my friends, I have kind of been like, hey, like keep this date in your mind because like I might want to book you for that. But besides that, I haven't really confirmed any details just because I don't want to like go back and be like, hey, change of plans, like whatever it is. So, but because of that, like I know what I want, I can just like really quickly, like if let's say I find out 3 months before my wedding date that, oh, like venues are now open, I would go really quickly and like be like, hey, like these are my top 6 venues that I wanted. Let me go and see if they have availability for this date. So do your research now, like see what you like. So that way when it is time to like start booking things, start hiring people, it is like a quick process for you. So like it's just like kind of checking off a list. But again, like you won't have like that luxury if you again are trying to get married in 2021, that of like a long wedding process, like planning process. And again, it might be different. If you might talk to some vendors that are willing to like adjust with you, adjust like, hey, like even though you don't have like a venue down, a date down, amount of floral arrangements you need down, let's just decide on what it is, and then when you're ready to book, like we can do all the details. So it's dependent on like the vendors that you find and everything, but I feel like even a quick wedding process is good because you don't have like too many options at that point. Like you have like a really quick decision to make. You don't have to think like, do I like this more? Do I like that more? It's just like quick decisions because like it's either you make the decision now or you lose the space, which is I mean, if you are someone that like kind of can't decide, or it's really hard for you to come to a decision, it might be a really great option. Okay, so going along with that point, my biggest thing that I think I can advise you to do right now is start researching and communicating with your partner. So I know a lot of stereotypes, a lot of movies portray that men or grooms usually are not interested in the planning process, and I cannot tell you how untrue that is from the fact, like, although they might not care about the third flavor in their wedding cake, or maybe like the color of napkin on the table, they actually do care a lot about, like, surprisingly, floral arrangements. They really have an opinion about that. They really also do have an opinion about like the vendors that you use, the setup, the layout of like how many people are at a table, whether you have round tables, rectangular tables, and like also like just the vendors that you use. And obviously, not surprisingly, they really do care about the menu. I actually witnessed a bride and groom argue for about 45 minutes about which of like the two vegan options they wanted to have on their menu. So although it is like, I feel like a healthy relationship builder, like learning how to communicate and like expressing your views on a option together, it is really important that you start having those discussions now, so that when you go to like the vendors or go to a venue or whatever, like you kind of have like an idea down whether you're going to do an indoor or outdoor reception. Are you going to have like a procession? Do you need a wedding coordinator? are you going to have like lilac and pink floral arrangements with peonies, or are you going to have like a sunflower rustic looking centerpiece? Like, these are all options that you should start like discussing with one another, so that the day of, when it comes to like actually like fine tune the details, you both have an idea of like what each other are looking for. And then my final tip is just to enjoy this process. So enjoy being engaged, or enjoy planning your wedding, and just enjoy like the whole thing. That is my biggest tip, because I always feel really bad for like those brides or those grooms that really stress out the details because they're unable to enjoy their wedding day. And this is a special day. Like, it is like a really big party. It might be it isn't a momentous event for you, but at the end of the day, like, you need to enjoy it first and foremost. So enjoy like the planning process, enjoy like looking at venues, thinking about flowers, thinking about your menu, like enjoy all of it. And then the day of your wedding, also like try not to stress it too much. All of the little details you're noticing that might be like mishaps, no one else is noticing, I promise you. So with that, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with a friend. With that, you guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye!